Hi, I'm Larry Lemaster with HKS. I've been with the firm for about 20 years. Like most firms, when we went through the financial crisis and such a reduction of available revenue, we really felt at that time more than any other that we needed to really shore up our review process, our operational review process. Bob came in and quickly helped us identify internally what metrics we thought were important, which ones we should measure, how we should measure them, how we should communicate those measurements out. But we quickly narrowed it down to 2 or 3 key metrics that we wanted to review and have a formal review process as opposed to just putting out the data and having our operational leaders look at the data. It helped us identify very quickly which units can make adjustments to help them perform better. There's a practical approach to getting to what are the things that drive performance quickly, decisions being made quickly, adjustments being made quickly, and results being hit quickly. Our firm has been very lucky to be going through this process over the last 3 years in a very tough environment where the competition is fierce and the fees are tight and people are fighting over the talent. They have much more confidence in the process now that where they can make decisions faster. And I really feel like we're going to gain profitability this year much better than even in the last 2 years. Maybe a 20% increase in profitability. I mean, that's significant. The before look was that we would start the meeting trying to understand the numbers. The after is they come in with not only the information that we've asked them, but good prepared supporting information, knowing the questions that are going to be asked. Those are the meaningful conversations, strategic conversations that are happening in this meeting that did not happen when we first started. We imagined it to be breaking down teams and people would start to bunker down and start to compare against each other. And what's really happened is those conversations have driven cross-pollination opportunities for new work, for better processes. The questions are asked like, oh, well, how did you do that? How did you get your group to be able to perform at that level? And they're able to share that information in those meetings, and it just makes me smile and beam. What Bob did for HKS was to come in and set a groundwork that we can build off of, just a new paradigm, a new way of thinking that was much more strategic instead of reactionary. It really was a change, a shift in the way that we did business. We've started here, but the exciting part is where we're going. Bob was great in that he took the lead when the lead needed to be taken, and then as we started to understand the process, he also allowed us to start leading in the process, not allow us to kind of kid ourselves. And if something needed to be challenged or questioned based on his experience, he would help us. He would speak up and challenge us at first and help and give us a guideline by which we started taking ownership and accountability and started challenging ourselves. It was just a different way of looking at it so that we were focused on executing strategy and not focused on the metrics. One of the key components of this process was, what am I going to do to get back to results? It was very results oriented, and it took away a lot of the conversation about why things weren't what they expected, but what are they going to do about it? Yeah, we get it. You didn't hit your projection. And there's going to be a myriad of reasons, and we can spend all of our time talking about why. But let's just focus on what can HKS do to help you. The process was about getting the resources in the place where they needed them to help them succeed and get the results that we were expecting, as opposed to spending a lot of time with excuses or reasons. Another tool that Bob brought to us was a very clean dashboard view. Even on a one-page piece of information where you think that would be clean and clear, it would even drill down quickly to, on that one page, which are the issues that need the focus. If they were hitting their projection, it was green. If they weren't hitting their projection, it was red. Very clean, very clear. No amber. Okay, you're red. What can we do to help you get back to hitting those targets? And profitability being obviously the main driver. Like most businesses, information starts to get siloed, and this process, these operational reviews actually helped us break down information silos. In my 20 years, you can imagine how many consultants I've dealt with, business consultants, operational consultants. What Bob brought that was so amazingly different than most consultants was much like teaching someone how to fish instead of giving them a fish. He actually helped us go through the process of thinking how to get there, as opposed to just presenting something to us, so that we could then take that on and use that tool, that skill set going forward. Again, it was invaluable. As a CFO, I look at ROI. I look at return on investment, and that's kind of in my DNA. The value proposition is this. In the end, are we running more efficiently, effectively, and making more money? And how much would a firm spend to train their people on how to do this? I feel strongly that the return on investment, on what we spent, on what Bob did for us, was many, many times greater than any other consultant that we would have brought in. And not only do I feel confident and comfortable, much more comfortable than ever before, that the business units understand the performance of their different units, but they have made their group accountable. At a minimum, it will drive bigger bonuses. It's just going to bear fruit for years to come.